YouTube. It is Spurs Sick, and I am Kieran McDonald here with the Yid Kid. What's up, Yid Kid?
Yeah, everything great over here. Thanks so much for having me on. Looking
I
forward to
just,
the game.
yeah, me too, man. I just want to start off by congratulating you on your first channel sponsor, and that's Chobani Greek Yogurt.
Yeah,
Congrats, man.
to be honest, it's like a big thing for me because a lot of people that have lived with me, in my family, they know that I love that yogurt. And it wasn't even before I
Always.
got the sponsor. I eat like two of those every day. They're amazing. So to have the sponsor now, it's just gonna be fantastic, and I'm looking forward to working with them.
Yeah, I just think it's absolutely great. You're one of my favorite members of the Spurs YouTube community, and you're such a bright young kid, and yeah, a real go-getter. And I'm really proud of you for locking down this sponsorship. It's awesome, man. I'm really happy about it, and good to see some of that ad revenue coming into Spurs Tube here. So yeah, congrats on that, and everybody, if you're here, you probably know him already, but if not, go smash a like and subscribe on the Yid Kid channel and Yid Kid Live so you can catch his live streams as well. But we're here to do what we always do, which is talk Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And today is our first preseason friendly. That's right, Tottenham are back, and we face off against our little neighbors down the road, not the ones we hate, but the ones we like, and that's Leyton Orient. Good little Leyton Orient. And, playing away at Leyton today in this preseason friendly, and we got our starting lineup right here. So we got Joe Hart in goal. We've got a back line of Cisse, Carter Vickers, and Dyer. Then we've got Pescozzi and John and Winks playing in midfield, as well as Lucas, Deli, Bergvine, and Dane Scarlett. So right off the bat, young players in the mix in the starting lineup. It's preseason, so we expect this. We're waiting on, some of our international players to come back. And if you look into the substitutes, we got even more youth. We got Alfie Whiteman, our third choice goalkeeper. We've got Harvey White, who was on loan at most recently at Portsmouth. We've got Troy Parrott, who was on loan last season at Millwall. And then, do you remember? I'm drawing a blank. What was the second club he was on loan to last season? Do you remember?
Who exactly?
Troy Parrott?
Troy Parrott, I think it was Ipswich Town.
Ipswich, that's it. Thank you. And then we got Jack Clark, Timothy Ayoma, Malachi Fagan-Walcott, Toby Omole, who I'm not very familiar with, Jamie Bowden, Brooklyn Lions Foster, Romain Mundell, who's another young player that I am not very familiar with. And, of course, we've got Alfie Devine. So that rounds out the team. Just quick, first impressions. What do you think taking a look at this team here, Yid Kid?
I'm not really surprised because it's preseason and obviously you're expecting to see a lot of the youth. And it's also not disrespect to Leyton Orient, but they're like third division football, so I don't expect to be seeing our starting lineup for the Premier League games. But I think it's a strong lineup and one that will compete in this match very well. But something that does scare me is that letter C next to Eric Dyer's name, and
Yeah.
that is something that I do not understand. I wonder if Nuno has fallen into the trap with the Portuguese language. He came in the first day and he told him something in Portuguese, and now he just wants him. He wants him to be captain every game. I'm honestly scared now. But yeah, you've got Dele Alli, Lucas Moura, and Bergwijn. You've got some experienced players in there, not all youth. So I think Dele Alli could bring. Dele Alli, he's old, but not by maturity. But he'll sit in the car for 3 hours doing an Instagram live with the music on. But yeah, Lucas Moura is mature and old, and he's got experience. And I could say Bergwijn is not old in terms of age, but he's very mature.
Yeah. So So looking at this team, or first of all, in the Eric Dyer thing, I think the only reason he's captain for this game is because if you look at the players that are playing, he's been here the longest out of everybody in that lineup. We got Ben Cords in the chat. Welcome in. How do you watch the game? So if you go to Tottenham Hotspur's official website and you either log in if you already have an account or register for an account with Tottenham, then you can watch the game for free from the Tottenham website.
I think they're putting on a Tottenham YouTube channel.
Oh, it's going to be on the Tottenham YouTube as well?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be on there. That's where I'm gonna watch it. They said it's gonna be on there. You know how Tottenham
Okay.
is. I don't
Okay.
believe a word that they say. even
Yeah.
even where the game is gonna be broadcasted.
Yeah, we'll see. And there's always a chance that it's region blocked. So maybe
Yeah.
if you're like in the US, you might be able to watch it on the YouTube. But if you're in the UK, you might have to watch it on the website. I don't know for sure, but I do know that for certain you can watch it on their website. But yeah, Yid Kid says you might also be able to find it on YouTube. We're just gonna talk about the match real quick before it starts. We're not, showing the game or anything. But yeah, so as I was saying, I think they just picked Eric Dyer because he's the longest serving player out of the players that are in this team. And people have said that he has leadership qualities. I don't know how that can be the case, how you can be a leader if you don't perform on the pitch.
I would rather
But
Joe Hart as captain.
yeah. I think the thinking there is just that Dyer's been here the longest. But I want to talk about some of these young players in this team because I think that's the really exciting part. Like, yeah, sure, we get to see, Dele. He's been looking fit in the off-season photos. I mean, to me, he needs to bulk up a little bit, put on some muscle so he's a little, more stout in defense so he can get stuck in and be a little more physical. But he's been looking fit, but I really want to talk about these young players. We got Dane Scarlett starting today. That's something I'm really excited about. I can't get enough of him. I want to watch him play all the time. And you had Jose Mourinho's comments the other day about how if he stays on track, he could end up being as good as Harry Kane, if not better. So that's a big statement coming from Jose. And however, our feelings about him as Tottenham manager, you can't be understated. He's one of the greatest of all time. So if he's saying that about you as a young player, that's big, big praise. So Scarlett, definitely one to watch today. Niall John is a very solid player, so it'll be interesting to see him in the team and see how he gets on. I'd like to see Harvey White come on, get some minutes. I'd like to see Troy Parrott get some minutes. Some of these young players, though, I don't know how excited I am about them because some of these guys have been here a while and they haven't really done much to get into the first team. So, for example, Jack Clark, we've had him a couple seasons now, bought him from 10 million from Leeds, and it's just like it doesn't seem like it's working out with Jack Clark.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the best for him, but it's not been smooth sailing for him so far.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't at least make some effort to get into the first team this season, in cup games and stuff, and if we don't see something from him, then it's time to move him on. So we'll see if he stays as part of the first team squad this season, or if he's sent out on loan again. And honestly, if you're sending him out on loan again, unless he absolutely blows it up in the championship, I mean, it's not happening. We shelled out 10 million for him, and you'd expect by now he'd be performing a little better. So, some other players that have been here a while: Timothy Oma, Malachi Fagan-Walcott, Brooklyn Lions Foster. Those guys have been part of the youth setup for a while. Same with Jamie Bowden.
Even Carter Vickers. He's been everywhere, but he's been a Tottenham player for a while.
Yeah, I think, and I think Carter Vickers, the only reasons he's in this team today is to show him off for the transfer market. I mean, he's definitely one to sell this summer. So
Newcastle were interested in him the other day. So
yeah, I'm really surprised that we didn't sell him to Bournemouth because he spent all season on loan there and was a regular starter for them. And, Bournemouth almost got promoted, but they didn't quite make it. So I would think that, a player like Carter Vickers, we'd probably sell him for $5 million or less. It'd probably be a good deal for a team like Bournemouth,
Yeah, definitely.
Alfie Devine is another player I am extremely excited to see play today.
I mean, we saw his debut versus Marine. I know Marine is obviously not the best team in the world, but he showed his class, and I think he's huge potential. And I think him and Scarlett could be. I think he could be the Sun, and then Scarlett could be the Harry Kane. I think that's how it's gonna work out in the end. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see those players grow.
Yeah, and hopefully both Divine and Scarlet get a lot of inclusion into the first team
They
this
deserve it.
season. Yeah, they do deserve it. They really do. And you want to see these guys playing in, especially those early FA Cup, League Cup games against, championship sides, League One sides. Maybe if we end up playing another Marine level opponent, I doubt we'll play somebody that far down the football pyramid again 2 seasons in a row. But and in these early Europa Conference games too, against some of these teams, these smaller teams from smaller leagues around Europe, it's good experience for those guys. So you want to be able to get them to see that some of the experience there. But another player who's interesting here and in the starting lineup is Maxim Pescozzi. So this guy is a really interesting player, actually. He's Estonian, part of the youth setup. He's only 18 years old, but he starts for the Estonian national team. Obviously, Estonia is a small country. Can't say that they have any superstar players around Europe of note. So, but it's just interesting that we've actually got a youth player, a youth prospect, an 18-year-old who's also a national team starter starting in this game. So it'll be interesting to see what we can get from him.
Yeah, definitely. But what I say with this lineup is we gotta run to the game. We gotta run through it. It's just like since it's preseason, you don't want to look too much into it. You don't want to invest too much in it. But I mean, how long has it been that we haven't seen Tottenham play? This is why I love the preseason. We haven't seen Tottenham play in months, and now they're back in the lily white, and I can't wait to see them running back out on the field. Except for one of those guys, except for two people in the lineup, which you know who it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan Jenkins asking it isn't on the Spurs YouTube channel. If it isn't for you, maybe it's your location. You could find it on the Spurs website as well. So maybe it's your location that you're at right now.
Yeah, again, if you go to SpursTV.TottenhamHotspur.com.
I don't think they're broadcasting now either. I think they're gonna broadcast like before the game starts, like 30 minutes or like 20 minutes before the game starts or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it should be starting in about, I believe it's about 10 minutes. The game
No,
is starting,
I'm pretty
right?
sure it starts at 10.
It says 14:40, so 2:45 UK, so that's what, 9:40? No, that's 9:45 Eastern time. So yeah, yeah. So if you go to Spurs TV on the Tottenham Hotspur website and you sign in or register for an account if you don't already have one, you can watch the game for free there. For sure. So if it's not showing up on the YouTube channel, that might have to do with region blocking stuff. So yeah, definitely just go to the Spurs website. It is free. You can watch it on the Spurs website. So yeah. Ben Cord saying it's live on the Spurs website here. Yeah. Audio Artisan, haven't seen you here before. Thanks for tuning in. Greetings from the Eastern United States. I'm up here in the DC area in Virginia, and you kids down in Miami. Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting to see how these players perform, how they get on. Lucas has been looking hot in training, man. I really think Lucas is ready to bring his A game this season. I think he's getting a little up there in age. Who knows how long Lucas is still going to be a part of this squad. And I think he's really looking to make a big impact this season. He knows it's, a new season, a new manager. There's a lot of open places, a lot of competition for places that'll be happening throughout this season. And Lucas, based on how he's been performing and training from the videos I've seen from the Spurs website, he's ready to fight for his place. And I'm really excited for what Lucas Moura is going to bring this season for Tottenham.
Yeah, but thank you so much for having me on, Kieran. I am gonna run, Yeah, I've got to get all this stuff ready for the game, and I'm probably gonna go on a few more streams before the game starts, and then
Of
I have to set up
course.
my own watch along. So, see you on the next one. Thank you so much for inviting me and coming on.
Yeah, thanks for
Um,
coming on, kid.
I'm saying 3-0 to Tottenham, 2 goals from Delhi, 1 goal from Bergwijn. But yeah, hope for the
Okay.
best. Hope for a good season, and I'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Spurs.
Catch you later, kid.
Levy.
And everybody go ahead and subscribe to Kid channel and Kid Live. Yeah, Joseph Monahan, love your channel from Dublin, Ireland. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Yeah, we're just I'm just getting started here. I've only had a couple streams so far, a couple videos before that. So, we're trying to build up the content here. We're trying to build a kind of identity on this channel, and, we'll have our regular recurring guest, Yid Kid being one of them. Other personalities from around Spurs too. We've had Brian Daigle from Tottenham Away on. We've had Eugene from Spurswasion TV and Will Stewart to THFC Rants on. But yeah, so just a few more thoughts on this lineup in this game. Remember it's preseason, right? So we just want a good run out. We want the young guys to get some minutes, some experience, and we want the experienced guys to go out there and kind of workshop some of the things that they've been working on this off season and during the first couple weeks of preseason training with Nuno. I'm interested to see how different the fitness levels are from the end of last season to now. I want to see, obviously it's been a short amount of time that Nuno's had with the group, but hopefully these guys have been putting in the work in the off season too. Because one of the things we can all say for sure about Spurs towards the end of the last season is the fitness was a problem. We were getting into the late stages of matches and just running out of energy. That's part of the reason why. Part of it is tactical, but that's also, the fitness is also part of the reason why we would lose leads late in the game. Those 1-goal leads, we couldn't sustain them because we didn't have the fitness to. And when your fitness drops, not only is it a matter of being physically tired, it's a matter of being mentally tired as well. You start making those little mistakes. You start taking a half second to mentally recognize and react to what's happening in the game. And even that half second can, lead to a goal. As we all know, as football fans, people who watch football, it doesn't take much. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the game. I'm excited to see what some of these young players can do. As Audio Artisan says here, Niall John could be something special. He's very small, though. Yeah, and these guys are young, and it's kind of crazy. You got to remember, I mean, sometimes, these guys who are like 17, 18, they'll look so small. And then all it takes is like 1 year, and they just bulk up, and they go from that teenage body to that man body, and get that man smell, as Will Stewart would say. So I mean, who knows? Hopefully that'll happen for him soon. I think the same could be said about some of the other young players. I mean, it's just natural, when they're younger, they're going to be a little more slight, they're not going to be as filled out, but that'll come with time. And I think, when that happens, it makes them much more effective on the pitch, obviously. So yeah, so another player that people may not be familiar with, I certainly wasn't, is Callum Cisse. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, if it's Cisse or Kise or Kese, Sasai, not sure. But he played with the U18 squad last season. He played 27 matches, 6 goals, 2 assists. Mostly plays as a right back. So yeah, he's getting a start today. Yeah, I mean, not thrilled to see Harry Winks in the starting lineup, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully this is partially about putting him in the shop window, as I assume is the case for Cameron Carter-Vickers. I really think he's just in the lineup to give other clubs a chance to take a look at him, because Carter-Vickers, you have to assume, given the length of time he's been at Tottenham, the number of loan spells he's gone on, that this is probably the end of the road for him at Spurs. And Wish him all the best. He's an American international. As an American myself, I constantly actually am banging the table for Carter Vickers to play more for the U.S. national team, because if any of you guys have ever seen us play, our center backs are very poor, very, very poor. So I would like to see Carter Vickers more in the national team setup. But unfortunately, it's obvious he's just not at the level to play at Spurs, to continue to play at Spurs. And it doesn't really make sense to keep loaning him out as much as we have at this point. So hopefully he can get a good move to a club that will play him week in, week out, and he can take that next step in his career. And yeah, again, today is about getting these young guys experience. It's about getting the veterans who did not perform this year some time to hopefully get their act together. I'm looking at you, Eric Dyer, today's captain. I'm looking at you, Dele Alli. Hopefully, I'm looking at you, Steven Bergwijn. Hopefully these guys, with the minutes they start earning today, can start building towards better performances this season. Because we need them to step up, because we know that these, especially those three players I mentioned, are not leaving. Dyer, Dele, Bergwijn, I'd be shocked if any of them went out this transfer window. Winks is one that could possibly leave. I know there are rumblings that he might stay and fight for his place. Listen, if he's not getting regular game time, he'll start crying out about it, because he wants to be back in the England squad. I don't know what part of his mind tells him that he's good enough to be in that England squad, but that's where he wants to be. So I guarantee you, even if Winks isn't sold this summer, he'll start kicking up a fuss by January when he's not playing enough games in the Premier League, and he'll likely be moved on in January or the following summer. I don't think Harry Winks is long for the squad. If, in my opinion, he should already be gone, or we should just move him on as soon as possible. But I don't know. This is part of the problem with bringing in a manager so late in the offseason, so late in the transfer window, is that did Nuno really have the time to properly evaluate these players? And is he going to give some of these players who may not deserve a chance because of that, because of his lack of time to evaluate them, his lack of time to sit and watch film over the last couple seasons of them playing? So with that, that's gonna conclude Spurs 6 little preview of today's friendly. Everybody enjoy the game we're about to kick off here in a minute from Leyton Orient. So everybody enjoy the game today. We've got our Spurs back, baby. We've got our Spurs back. New season, in Nuno we trust. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bring the hype up. Let's go. All right. Enjoy the game. If you want, I'll probably be in the comments over on the Matty Hayes watch along, so you can catch me over there. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please smash a like and subscribe. And come on, you Spurs! Let's go! They're back!